Hey singers, I'm Sarah Lieb. This is singingtv.com. Together you and we're making singing simple. Not at home, just on my laptop today, and had a quick thought as I was reading through some Facebook posts just on my friend's wall, and I thought of a very quick little lesson for today. It's a quick but really important thing that I found just sort of career-wise, and that is that you should never talk crap about another singer or another musician, somebody you're working with, even somebody you don't know, especially not in public, but I'd say in general. There are lots of reasons this is important. I think you can think of probably some obvious ones, first being that it's just not nice. But beyond that, what it does, even if you don't like somebody else's music or you don't think they're talented or there's something about them that you don't like, that's okay. You're entitled to that opinion. But very often people use online forums like Facebook or YouTube basically to post like shit talking about other musicians. There are a couple things that does. It opens yourself up to that same criticism. But what it also does is it reflects poorly in general on the person who posts it. What I've found about being a working musician is that, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, and I've also had the opportunity to teach a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. And clearly I have great respect for the people who study with me in my private studio, but those people I teach at the college where I teach, I also have a lot of respect for. And what I've noticed is that I tend to sometimes end up teaching someone and then actually professionally working with them later. Sometimes they become my clients. Sometimes they end up directing shows I'm singing in, or all sorts of things. Referring clients to me. There are all sorts of things. And what that means is if I didn't have the respect that I had for someone, or that I have for someone when I'm working with them, they wouldn't ever come back to me. So aside from the idea of just being a nice and respectful and kind person who practices loving kindness and is nice, I think it's really important to think about how you treat other people in a musical world, because very often those are the people you are going to be working with. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week or next year, but very often 5 years down the line, or 10 years down the line. And it can be really important, especially because, when you're in music school or when you're young and growing as a musician, there's a lot that people don't know. And, if you say, well, you're an idiot for not knowing that or something, it would be so much easier for you to say something like, oh, you don't know that? I love that group. Let me play them for you. Or let me tell you how historically significant they are, and things like that. So the idea of talking crap about other musicians seems kind of easy to do. I know certainly it's easy to stand around and talk about, oh, I hate this artist or I hate that artist or something. But I'd really, really try and steer away from that and see how positive you can become. Not necessarily championing or cheerleading someone who you do like, but becoming a positive influence, perhaps mentor for a person musically who perhaps isn't as advanced as you, or something like that. I think it's really, really important to learn, especially publicly, but in general, just not to talk shit about other musicians. It really reflects poorly on you, not on the musician. So, just a little tip, little lesson that I know it seems obvious today, but I think it can be a good idea. So, one other little thing I wanted to mention: we have started instituting everybody who watches Singing TV having the ability to tweet at me at Singing TV with your singing questions. So I know a lot of you come at Singing TV through YouTube, and you can certainly still post those things there. But try tweeting some questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if I think that it's a great enough question to do a video about, I will. Happy Sunday. Thanks. I'm Sarah Lieb. This is singingtv.com. Together you and we're making singing simple.